What's up gamers, this is Lion and today we're going to review The Last of Us Part 1. This is the most controversial game of 2022. How about we think outside the box on this one? Let's get it. As always, thank you for watching my video and don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, throughout my lifetime, there's been a few games that have defined me as a gamer. I can think back at games like Mario 3, Metal Gear Solid, God of War, The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and Elden Ring. These games have had an effect on the choices that I make as a gamer. I know Elden Ring is fairly recent, but ever since I play Elden Ring, I have this craving of Souls games which take me way too long to beat, but I enjoy my time playing them. That was my little piece about Elden Ring. Anyway, when I think back to The Last of Us, when I first played it in 2013, even the build up to it, looking at all the images of that game before it came out, finally getting my hands on it, loving the story, connecting with the characters, feeling emotional as I played this game with the connection that Ellie and Joel had, going from Joel not wanting anything to do because he's been scarred throughout his life, become a hard guy, he's become a bad guy in essence, to the end where he has to make a very tough choice in order to save Ellie in a selfish way. And we deal with the repercussions of that in The Last of Us Part 2. So when I think back at that story, that gameplay, how fun it felt to play with the guns, the melee, just how everything worked. Everything was it was to me at the time a perfect game. That was back in the PS3 era. Fast forward to now, where after The Last of Us Part 2 and the debacle that was, where to me it was a great game. It was tough to get through the first few hours, and everybody knows why. But at the end, I feel accomplished, I feel rewarded, and I enjoy the game. Their goal is to make me feel something, and whether that's anger, sadness, or indifference, they make you feel some kind of way. So a job accomplished at that point. And when a game can do that for you, I am connecting more, I am motivated to see the whole thing through. And that's what's important about story. So now that I had a chance to play the game, I want to provide a review for it. There's going to be 4 questions I'm going to attempt to answer. These are the 4 questions that I think every gamer should ask themselves if they're looking to play a game, or a game that if they played a game and they enjoyed it. Those questions for me are the following. How does it play? The gameplay. How does it look? Does it catch your eye? Do you get lost in the world? What's the story about? The story engaging enough to motivate you to play for however many hours you have to play for? And was it fun? Did you have fun when you put all those things together? Those are the things that I ask myself when I play a game, and that allows me to make the decision if I want to finish a game or not. I'm going to attempt to do that for you in this review. So the first question we're going to answer is, how does it play? This is the gameplay. The gameplay of The Last of Us Part 1 is not just as good as the first iteration of the game, is much better. When you're shooting, your melee, the explosions, and I love doing the explosions and using the Molotov cocktails. It felt so rewarding, the visual aspect of it, and I'll talk about that a little later. It was as if it made me play more aggressive. The initial game, when I played it the first time in the PlayStation 3, I was initially play the game, I was a little more cautious with resources, and I was more about stealth and not getting, sounding the alarm and creating a big scene. Now I'm playing more aggressive, and I'm using all the explosions, I'm using the arrows, and I'm using the shotgun a whole lot. I'm not a shotgun guy, I'm using it everywhere. It is so satisfying. The melee, I love melee in this game. Visually looks fantastic. The gore, everything, it just feels rewarding. It feels great. It is engaging. It is so much fun. It makes it really hard for me to put down the controller, and that's the key of a good game. So it gets a check mark on how does it play. It plays really well. It's a lot of fun. It's a great action game. So I highly recommend it in those terms. The second question I'm gonna try to answer is, how does it look? Listen, it's no secret. This game looks amazing. Everybody knows it. You've seen the trailers, you've seen the pictures, you've seen the side-by-side comparison. It's phenomenal. The faces, the emotions, you feel all of it. The gore looks amazing. The reflections look amazing. The animations look amazing. Everything looks excellent. I have no complaints. I will say this, sometimes when your character moves, it feels a little clunky, or you get stuck on things. I know because of the how things are set up, but that's one thing I can complain about. But in regards to graphics, I have no complaints at all. This game is just, I don't think there's too many other games that feel this realistic, that feel this good when you're playing, and that's huge. I'm not used to piggyback off of gameplay, but you combine a really fun gameplay loop with a really beautiful game. I mean, even the parts where you're not even fighting, where you're just riding on a horse, you see things, it kind of makes you want to explore more, so you can find all the different items that are hiding everywhere. The trees, the grass, the water, everything looks beautiful. The world takes you in and you get lost in it, and you just want more and more. The third question I like to answer is, what's the story about? The story is about two characters that are traveling together across country in order to save the world, essentially. In between, they go from not caring for each other to creating a family relationship, father-daughter relationship, and tough choices are made along the way while you meet some really interesting characters and find yourself in interesting situations throughout the whole story. It's a great story. It's gonna make you feel something. You're gonna enjoy it. And for all of those of you who have played it, you know this is an excellent, fantastic story of a game. Characters like Henry and Sam really get me. I completely forgot what happens with them. And when you meet him and you're like, man, I really like these characters. I'm like, why? I don't remember what happened to them, because I know they don't make it to the end. They go their own separate way. And then when you find out, it's tough, man, because you're like, I was liking them. I think this could have been a really good team, and it truly makes you feel a certain kind of way when you see what happens with those two. And finally, the fourth question that I like to answer today. Is the game fun? Was the experience fun? To me, it was. The addition of this new AI made it a lot of fun. The AI flanks you more, is more aggressive. It makes the gameplay interesting, to the point that restarting those encounters, you're gonna get something different every time, and it feels cool. I'm at the point that I'm almost at the end of the game, and I don't want to finish the game because I sometimes keep restarting my checkpoints just to go through some of the areas again. And man, I forgot how much I enjoy this game and how good of a game this is. Far better than The Last of Us Part 2, which I enjoy the heck out of it, but this one is so much better. I don't know, it's some kind of sentimental value that it holds, because it's a game that left a mark in me as a gamer and has shaped my choices throughout these many years. So would I recommend this game to somebody else? 100%. Especially if you're someone who's never played it. You just watch the TV show, you want to check it out, play this game. If you have not played this game since the PlayStation 3 and you have a bad memory like me, play the game. You're gonna have a great time with the game. $70, yeah, it's a steep price, but we buy things that we like. If you like Jordans, you're gonna spend $100 to $200 on Jordans. If you like smartphones, you're gonna go buy the new iPhone for $1,100. People do this. You're gonna buy your folding phone for $1,800. $70 is not gonna, you're not gonna sweat it with $70. So anyone that would like to try it out, highly recommend checking it out. Don't let anybody else influence your opinion of it unless you try it first. Worst case scenario, if you have PlayStation Plus, the remastered version is free. So try that out. You're gonna have a great time on it. That's my time. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Lion, and don't forget to think outside the box.